Women of God, listen closely. You are not a coincidence. You are a masterpiece, intricately woven by the hands of the Almighty, formed with intention, called with purpose. Within you lies a power that transcends the ordinary, a divine strength assigned to a mission that no one else on this earth can fulfill. But with such sacred purpose comes an equally sacred responsibility to protect the deepest parts of yourself. Not because they are weak, no, never that, but because they are immeasurably valuable. First, fortify your boundaries like a fortress, not out of fear, but out of reverence for who you are. Boundaries are not walls of isolation, they are gates of discernment. They are the shields that preserve your heart, your mind, your spirit. You owe the world kindness, not access. Not every soul is worthy of your inner chambers, your thoughts, your wounds, your healing. When you offer too much of yourself to those who haven't earned that trust, you open the door to confusion, judgment, and even manipulation. Remember, respect begins within. Learn when to speak with fire, and when to let silence thunder in your defense. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. As sacred steps echoed, daring to set boundaries is an act of self-love, even if it means disappointing others. Guard your emotions like sacred oil, not to hoard, but to steward wisely. Your heart is not a public fountain, it is a holy well. Share it with those who have proven themselves safe, who carry your burdens without crushing your spirit. In a world that glorifies exposure, resist the temptation to turn every pain into a performance. Some wounds are meant for your prayer closet, not your platform. Some struggles are invitations for deeper intimacy with God, not fodder for public consumption. The wrong audience will cheapen what heaven meant to refine. Let the quiet places do their work. Let the lessons settle in the soil of your soul before you name them aloud. You do not need to bleed publicly to prove you've survived the battle. In time, your healing will speak for itself, stronger, louder, more radiant than any explanation ever could. When the moment is right, your light will testify in ways your words never could. Women of God, you are the gatekeepers of your power. What you reveal, when you reveal it, and to whom. These are sacred choices. You were not created to pour endlessly until you're empty. You were created to walk with wisdom, clothed in dignity, guided by purpose. Protect the sacred, protect your peace, protect the flame God has lit within you, for it is irreplaceable, and it is yours alone. Hear this truth and carry it like armor. Boundaries are not barriers. They are the divine lines drawn to preserve your joy, your clarity, your wholeness. They teach others how to love you, how to treat you, and most of all, how you value yourself. Without them, you become a canvas for others to write their stories on, stories that don't belong to you. But with them, you claim authorship of your own life. Every time you allow someone to cross a line without consequence, you teach yourself that your worth is negotiable. Let that end today. As Sacred Steps wisely reminds us, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And boundaries, bold, spirit-led, loving boundaries, are how you revoke that consent. Not every part of you is meant for public view. The world may ask for more than it gives, and celebrate women who exhaust themselves in the name of strength. But there is power in restraint, honor in discretion, and freedom in sacred silence. You do not have to give yourself away to prove your worth. You are already worthy. To discern who is worthy of entry into the sanctum of your thoughts and emotions is not selfishness, it is sacred wisdom. A woman who has awakened to her worth does not fear the word no. She speaks it with grace and certainty. No to anything that unsettles her peace. No to relationships that devour more than they offer. No to dynamics that diminish her essence. Saying no is not a sign of difficulty, it is the mark of self-respect. Each boundary drawn is a declaration. I know who I am, and I will not be reshaped to fit a form that was never mine to wear. When you honor your own limits, you do more than protect yourself. You teach others how to love you. As Sacred Steps wrote, how you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. Emotional vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a sacred gift. But not every hand is gentle enough to hold it. To be vulnerable is to open the doors of your inner temple and trust that those who enter will tread with reverence. Yet many come with clumsy feet or selfish hearts. And not all who knock are meant to cross the threshold. Sharing your soul, your fears, your hopes, your rawest truths, is an act of sacred trust. It is not to be done lightly. Discernment is your guardian. It whispers when to open and when to remain closed. Vulnerability is not the careless spilling of your soul to any eager listener. It is the quiet strength to choose, deliberately, wisely, who gets to see the parts of you that bleed and glow. Some emotions must first be honored in solitude. Some wounds need the balm of time and reflection before they are spoken aloud. Protecting your inner world is not emotional stinginess, it is emotional maturity. Your peace is not negotiable, it is power, and your boundaries are the sentinels that keep that power intact. When you guard your vulnerability, you do not shrink, you expand. You move through the world anchored, not scattered. You speak from clarity, not compromise. You give, but not from depletion. You love, but not at the cost of your own soul. This is how you thrive. Women, hold yourself in reverence. Protect the sacred, your peace, your emotions, your time. There is unmatched power in reserving your heart for those who have earned the right to enter it. To open too soon, to someone who has not proven themselves capable of holding you with care, is to gamble with your spirit. Vulnerability is a jewel. In the wrong hands, it can be shattered. In the right ones, it becomes a bridge to the deepest kind of love. And know this, not everyone is equipped to handle the depth of your truth. Some will misuse it, some will fear it, others will try to twist it to fit their convenience. Recognize this not with bitterness, but with wisdom. The one who is meant to stand beside you will not demand premature intimacy. They will wait, they will honor, they will create a space so safe. Your soul will choose to unfold. Sometimes, the most profound emotional work is done in silence, in those private chambers of the heart where no one else enters. Clarity is born. This is not isolation, it is reverence. Not every scar needs an audience. Not every storm requires explanation. Some healing is sacred and must be done away from the noise. Remember, vulnerability is not an open-door policy, it is a sacred offering. It's not about exposing yourself to be understood by all, but about honoring who is worthy of understanding you. When shared with the right soul, your vulnerability will not just be safe, it will be seen. And in that seeing, you will flourish in a world that glorifies relentless transparency. Protecting your privacy has become an act of quiet strength. Not every wound, every ache, or every chapter in your life is meant to be exposed for validation or applause. Some parts of your journey are sacred, meant to be read only by you. At least for now. In those moments, silence is not weakness. It is the sacred ground where healing, growth, and transformation quietly take root. When the time comes, you will share your story, not to seek validation, but to reveal truth on your own terms. With confidence and power. Holding your pain close doesn't mean you are hiding from it. It means you are honoring the sacred process of becoming. When you silence the noise of outside opinions, you create space to meet yourself honestly and navigate your struggles with clarity. Guard your heart, protect your battles, honor your process, and when you do choose to share, let it be with those who have earned the right to hear your truth. Until then, hold your emotions with care. Let them strengthen you. Let them refine you. Let them prepare you to speak from a place of peace, not pain. When you finally tell your story, it won't be a burden, it will be a torch. There is deep dignity in fighting silent battles. great power in facing pain without performance. This is not about rejecting help when it's needed. It's about discerning when to lean on others and when to rise through your own faith. Wisdom and inner strength. Not every hardship is a call for rescue. Some are lessons in disguise, crafted to awaken resilience within you. Remember the words of sacred steps. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. Sometimes protecting your peace means carrying your battles alone until your soul finds its direction again. Your struggles do not define you, they shape you. Choosing silence is not avoidance. It is preparation. Preparation to rise, to see clearly, to emerge whole. When the fire passes, you will not carry the weight of your suffering, you will carry the wisdom it gave you. The strength you forged in silence will one day be a lighthouse for others. But only when you are ready. Until then, protect the intimate unfolding of who you are becoming. Because as Sacred Steps once wrote, the only journey worth taking is the one within. And now, let's speak of your freedom. Financial independence is not merely income, it is power. It is the ability to choose, the capacity to create, and the foundation to stand on your own. For a woman, financial independence is not just security, it is confidence, freedom, and agency over her own life. When you control your money, you control your path. You no longer need permission to pursue what matters to you. But financial independence takes more than just earning, it requires vision, strategy, and self-discipline. It means learning to balance spending, saving, and investing. Every financial choice you make shapes the future you are building. Wealth is not only about numbers, it is about freedom, options, and peace of mind. And a key part of that freedom is discretion. Your income, your savings, your investments, they're yours to manage. You owe no one an explanation unless you choose to give it. Especially in relationships, romantic or otherwise, protect your financial details as you would your most personal truths. No one has the right to dictate your spending, control your assets, or decide for you, unless you trust them completely. Financial independence is your shield. You may choose to share your plans and dreams with loved ones, but you are never obligated to disclose everything. Independence means safety. It means freedom from manipulation, from financial control, from dependency. When you are financially grounded, you not only gain choices, you gain the power to say no. You safeguard yourself from situations where dependence might turn into control, manipulation, or power imbalance. Maintaining your autonomy isn't merely a form of self-defense, it's a declaration that your decisions arise from inner freedom, not from scarcity or pressure imposed by others. This freedom gives you the power to pursue your dreams and live life on your own terms, untouched by someone else's financial motives. As Sacred Steps once said, there are people who have money and people who are rich. Financial independence is about much more than accumulating wealth. It's about owning your choices and living authentically, without needing anyone's permission. When you are no longer subject to someone else's control, you are no longer bound by the fear of financial limits. And in that space, courage awakens, the courage to take risks, to seize opportunities, and to step confidently into your purpose. This independence isn't just a gift for today, it's a legacy in the making. It's the foundation you lay so that your children, grandchildren, or loved ones can also dare to dream without the burdens you've broken free from. Managing your finances wisely doesn't just leave behind money, it leaves behind a legacy of stability, discipline, and insight. You show the world that with focus and resilience, any woman can claim her financial freedom. At its heart, financial independence is inner power, the freedom to choose, to shape a future that reflects your values, and to live life unapologetically, on your own terms. Protect this independence fiercely. Keep your financial matters private when needed, and never allow anyone to pressure you into revealing what you're not ready to share. Standing firm in your financial independence is standing firm in your worth. Your past relationships and personal history may shape you, but they do not have the authority to define your present or your future. Every woman carries a story, chapters written in triumph, in sorrow, and in the hard-won lessons in between. Reflecting on the past is natural, but wisdom lies in knowing that not every detail is meant to be retold. Your past is not a chain you must carry, it's a teacher. If left unresolved, old wounds may lead you to project fear or insecurity onto someone who had no part in your history. A new partner should not bear the consequences of old pain. Remember Sacred Steps' words. Don't get lost in your pain. Know that one day, your pain will become your cure. When you choose to share parts of your past, do so with someone who has proven they can be trusted, someone who offers respect, maturity, and the emotional readiness to handle what is sacred to you. There is a difference between vulnerability and overexposure, and it is a boundary you have every right to set. Constantly revisiting the past in new relationships creates a shadow of comparison that robs both of you of the chance to fully embrace the beauty of the present. Every person you meet deserves to be seen for who they are, not filtered through the lens of someone who is no longer in your life. You owe it to yourself and to your partner to begin with a clean slate. Let the present breathe, let it grow, let it shine, without the weight of the past dimming its potential. Not every wound needs to be retold. Some parts of your story need quiet space to fully heal. Every person has their own emotional bandwidth, and no one is required to carry the unprocessed pain you haven't yet tended to. So sometimes, the bravest act isn't to speak, but to hold, to protect your healing, and honor it as sacred. Your personal history is part of you, but it does not define you. When your past has been processed and healed, it no longer imprisons, it becomes the groundwork for clarity, strength, and a future you fully own. True healing is not the erasure of the past, but the transformation that comes from making peace with it. It happens quietly, often painfully, when you stop running from what was and begin embracing who you've become because of it. The past no longer holds power over you once you understand that it does not define you, it refines you. At that moment, your story becomes yours to carry, not as a burden, but as a badge of growth. And with that ownership comes the right to discern what to share, with whom, and when. There is dignity in discretion. You are under no obligation to unveil every chapter of your life. Especially in new or fragile relationships, intimacy should be earned, not demanded. The scars you carry, the ones shaped by mistakes, heartbreaks, and triumphs, are sacred. They are the architecture of your strength, not souvenirs for casual display. As Sacred Steps profoundly reminds us, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Likewise, no one has the right to your innermost truths unless you choose to offer them. You decide when vulnerability is a gift, not a transaction, and until that time comes, it is not weakness to remain silent, it is wisdom. Your past is not your identity. It is the soil from which you've grown, not the cage in which you're trapped. What you've endured shaped your spirit, but it does not dictate your worth or your direction. You owe no explanations, no justifications, no confessions. Let your presence, your peace, your resilience be the loudest testament to your journey. The same is true of your dreams. In their infancy, they are tender, easily bruised by doubt or misunderstanding. There is tremendous power in holding your vision close, nourishing it in silence. Not every dream is meant for early exposure. Like a seed, it needs time, shielded from harsh winds and careless hands, to grow strong roots. Protecting your dream isn't secrecy, it's stewardship. It's knowing that not all minds will comprehend what your soul was brave enough to envision. Some will question it, others may belittle it, many will suggest smaller, safer versions of it, but remember, the size of your vision is not for them to digest. It's for you to manifest. As the saying goes, work hard in silence, Let your success make the noise. When your dream has matured, when it stands firm against the winds of opinion and doubt, you will know when to unveil it. Until then, let it be yours. Let it evolve in the quiet. Let your actions become the voice of your purpose. You don't owe anyone access to your unhealed wounds, your sacred goals, or the silent battles you're still fighting. Protecting your story, your vision, your financial independence, your emotional boundaries, this is not hiding. It's command. It's the declaration that your life is your own, and you choose how, when, and if others are invited into it. True power lies not in how much you reveal, but in how fiercely you protect what matters most.